Hello everyone, I'm Jacobs. Good to see you again. Welcome to today's video, F1 2022, where we take Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez from Red Bull and replace them with some of the lowest rated drivers that you can use from the get-go in the game. Now, I've seen already on Twitter, YouTube comments on other things that the F1 Manager account has put out that a lot of people are looking at replacing their drivers straight away. One of the main things you're going to be looking for is his cost to break contract. As you can see, for some drivers, it's a fairly big amount, so make sure you're absolutely certain that you want to start replacing drivers. It does add up in the end, and sometimes just keeping a driver and using that money to improve your car will drastically improve the money you're going to be getting during and at the end of the season. But if you still want to go through with it, all you have to do is scout for a replacement. Now, we're going to go by overall rating, going as low down as we can, and you're going to see right there, before you can even propose a contract, there are certain drivers you cannot be hired straight away into your team. As you can see on this proposed contract, can't race in F1. This driver cannot be contracted to race in a Formula 1 team till they're over 18 and have completed in at least 2 seasons of F2 or F3. So Federico Malvestiti is going to be our replacement for Max Verstappen, and we're just going to give him a really nice salary, nice starting bonus, nice race target as well. Federico would probably never have dreamed of costing Red Bull $60 million to replace Max Verstappen, but in F1 Manager, you are the boss, you make the moves. If that's what you want to do, that is what you can do. Contract accepted. Bye-bye, Max. Bye-bye. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I will say it again. I love the fact that when drivers transfer between teams, they adopt the new team's liveries and their profile pictures as well. Just little things like that. I love it. Absolutely love it. We went through another few drivers to see who we were open to negotiate with until we came to Nico Kari. Doing the same things as we did with Verstappen, we're going to be giving him a pretty nice contract. Don't have to always get green ticks on every single part of the contract, just enough for him to accept it. But this is going to be another expensive hiring, obviously not as much as Max's, but 20 mil for most teams on this game. You're going to be using up a lot of your funds quite early on if you want to start replacing sooner rather than later. So there we have it. Federico and Nico are new number 1 and number 2 for Red Bull Racing, and the first thing you're going to notice when we get back to that homepage is board confidence on top left. They have already lost confidence. They already know that this is not going to be a good idea at all. Minus 40 million in the bank and everybody on the team with low morale. I have a good feeling that these 2 new drivers will be able to pull something out the bag and turn everything around by the end of race 1. There's absolutely nothing that is going to go wrong whatsoever. I mean, we'll even throw a party so that everyone's morale gets raised. How cool are we? Just a reminder, if you haven't already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the rest of the playlists on the channel for more F1 Manager 2022, iRacing, Assetto Corsa, and lots of other racing and sports games too coming in the near future. Moving on to the driver's stats, and as you see, not many, if any, attributes over 40. In fact, now that I look at this again, we have no stats over 40. Growth potential low or average, aggression pretty much the same. I mean, even our reserve driver is absolutely clear of these two, even if you fuse them together Dragon Ball Z style. We, however, will not be deterred by this fact in front of us that this is not going to go well at all. We shall continue, and we are on the road to Bahrain. If you haven't already seen this part, you can set additional targets for your sponsors, where if you don't quite meet them, you will lose money, but if you do manage to get them, then you can be sure to reap the rewards. We are confident of reaching Q3 because the Red Bull machine is just that overpowered compared to everybody else over the last few seasons. With only Mercedes keeping up, Ferrari this season, it seemed pretty safe to do this experiment with Red Bull rather than Ferrari or Mercedes. We're also going to go for a pretty high finish position as well, because we just know that the car is just going to carry these two drivers to victory and beyond. We could be saying Federico, 17-time champion. F1 2022 has a very in-depth race weekend where you can take control of all the practice, qualifying, race sessions. However, for practice, I feel that we're just going to simulate all of those. That way, we're not messing about, we're not wasting too much of your time in this video, and we can just jump straight onto the qualifying and get that 1-2. Okay, luckily this is just a practice. They were obviously just trying out loads of different setups. I don't think we're really going to finish that far down the grid. That'd be absolutely preposterous. We will crack on. Look at all those extra performance bonuses getting applied. We now have a few skills over 40. Please show me a skill that's over 40. There we go, we have 3 skills over 40. Today is going to be a good day.
Radio check, radio check.
We are going to send these stallions straight out onto the track, set the pace for everyone to even attempt to beat. We have high hopes. Sure, practice didn't go our way, but this is where things will drastically change. One thing that has absolutely blown me away about this game is just we were expecting something along the lines of Motorsport Manager, and the quality of the graphics here to what we were expecting is just absolutely night and day. I'm going to ignore the fact that we just went straight off the track, because he was just testing out the safety, the track limits to make sure they were all in good condition. You know, that's a difference between a good driver and a great driver, and a car that's just going to carry you to the win. Look at all those purples that are not for Red Bull but for McLaren instead. Oh, bugger. Oh, Ferrari blocked us up there slightly. That might affect the times. Hopefully we can still get a good one here. And Federico is in pole position where he belongs. Nico about to get that second place. In fact, Nico getting second just there. Fantastic. You love to see it. The Red Bull 1 and 2 end the qualifying now. We'll just leave it at that, yeah? You what? What? So a very, very slight setback, which means we need to adjust the strategy slightly. We'll be setting both on completely different ones so that we don't get any double boxing or feel the need to whatsoever. If we play this smart, if we play this right, we can hopefully climb into the top 10. We'll need to accept that maybe getting the race win may have been a little bit asking for too much, but we will make the best of a bad situation. Let's do this.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
So far, not so good, as both Federico and Nico really struggling. In fact, losing places, 18th and 19th at the moment. We're going to have to get our asses into gear at some point.
DRS enabled.
But hopefully with DRS we can get past the absolute colossal Williams of Albon. See how this works out for us. Federico, as expected, easy dispatch to Albon, and is next taking on both the Aston Martins. Just quickly adjust some of the pace and fuel. Get him really pushing as much as possible. The quicker we could get past the Aston Martins, lose the DRS, and I feel Federico can then really start pushing in on Schumacher. There we go. Federico's just taken over multi-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. I told you, the car's overpowered.
You're through.
It can make winners out of anybody.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Go away, Crofty. The first part of Federico's pit stop strategy about to come into play. This will be a game changer. This will put him towards the top. Change the compounds over to hard. We'll see where this gets us. Just over 30% left on the tyres. Perfect time to come into the pits. Some drivers will try and risk it a little bit more. Some will come in a little bit earlier depending on strategy. All we need here is a nice, quick, simple, efficient pit stop. And we should be good as we... Now that we have Federico in, we can get Carrie in next lap. And with the efficiency of the Red Bull crew, without question one of the best on the grids, Alpine struggling with a slightly slower pit stop. Hopefully the rest of the teams follow suit and we can slowly climb up the grid.
Sounds like we've had a spin. Let's take a closer look. Watch this. There's Leclerc.
The amount of times you'll hear an alert saying you've had a spin or there's been a lockup somewhere, you'll automatically assume it's you every single time, and you'll panic and you'll click that replay and just feel a massive sigh of relief as it's the race leader. The Red Bulls though, the pair slowly climbing up the grid, slowly crawling towards some of those points.
Was that a lockup on the track?
As top 10 seems
Let's see what happened there.
slightly attainable.
The focus on Sonoda. That lockup could have cost them dearly.
We jump in to see the epic battle between Federico and Mick Schumacher, two of the brightest futures in the save right now. Literally going back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. The DRS helping both teams immensely. However, this time we couldn't defend from Schumacher.
Moving up a position. Just incredible manoeuvring.
Our drivers though aren't helping themselves. The low stats and attributes. A factor here is Federico locking up and a very awkward coming back and rejoin onto the track just there. This could be a long last 20 laps. The second part of our strategy, the last pit stop of the race, hopefully for us. If we can get those done nice and smoothly, then we can just hope and pray now. As we see, there's a 25-second gap between Schumacher and Norris, 13th and 14th. We're going to need a safety car or some sort of minor miracle. Massey, save your Red Bull now.
Red Bull gained a place.
Yeah, they did, with this faster machine beating out the Aston Martin, but it's very back and forth between Stroll and Nico at the moment, and 7 laps left, and we are in serious trouble now.
The replay. Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll.
Even going 3 wide, are you kidding me?
Moving up a place there. Excellent work from
Both the Aston Martins working together are really causing a lot of problems for Nico right now. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. And we're coming up to the final 2 laps now. As Charles Leclerc, the race leader, activates the final lap. Getting lapped. We have actually already been lapped by the Ferraris and the Mercedes. It's just a sad state of affairs. And it looks like we're going to be getting a 15th and 16th, which I know Federico and Nico will be absolutely thrilled with, but me, as team boss, I'm absolutely fuming.
Okay, final lap.
The finish has come, and Red Bull have disappointed. They're going to have my head for this. Final places, Federico in 15th, Nico in 16th. Bring on the press and bring on the extremely violent mob. A Charles Carlos Lewis podium and 15th and 16th for both Red Bull machines, with only both the Aston Martins and both the Williams behind. This this was a rough learning experience, and one I will probably not be in any rush to do again in the near future. At least we can kind of be reassured that we scored the exact same amount of points as Red Bull did this season in Bahrain, right? Big amounts of experience gained for both drivers though, not enough to add any points to their stats, but to be honest, this was only going to be a one race experiment, and I'm kind of glad it is only a one race experiment, because there'd be no way in hell that we'd be able to turn this around in only 5 months' time. You could do everything to the car. You could throw a spanner in every other team's works, and we would still struggle to get any points. A difficult race is an understatement. But thank you all so much for watching this short experiment. I hope it has given you at least insight as to how important a lot of your driver's stats are, and just having a good car won't win you everything. And as we sit here, even after a race, we're still minus $37 million in debt. So if you're going to replace your drivers, please think very carefully about it and take those contract break clauses into account. But if you enjoyed what you've seen today, we are doing loads of other types of F1 Manager 2022 videos, including our playthrough with AlphaTauri, which I'm really looking forward to, trying to get AlphaTauri to the top to join up with their Red Bull counterparts. Let me know in the comments underneath, when you get this game, who are you going to be taking control of? What are your driver lineup changes that you're wanting to make straight away, or after watching this, are you just going to hold it off for a little bit longer? If you like what you saw, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the rest of the gameplay that we do as well. But that's me done for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Most importantly, make sure you also take care of each other.